Bazaar morning call. Well, we kickstart the last trading week of 2022. Guess what? Most markets are shut for Christmas. So the queues are very limited in terms of, at least global queues are low. People are on a holiday. Let's see. For now, the SGX Nifty is up about 80 points, but it was a brutal sell-off that we saw on Friday. First up, let's talk about Suven Pharma. It's going to be in the news. Ekta is here to tell us the latest on that. Ekta, over to you.
Thanks for that. Well, Nisha has been actually covering this story in the past couple of months and has been indicating that Suven Pharma is definitely on the block, and that's the deal which has really taken place. Advent is going to be acquiring significant stake in Suven Pharma from the Jasti family. Advent will also be making an open offer to acquire an additional 26%. Advent, post the acquisition, intends to explore a merger of its portfolio, Cohance Life, with Suven. The aim is to basically build a leading end-to-end CDMO and merchant API player. So this is going to be a deal where, in fact, they will be taking majority stake within the promoter holding. The promoters hold around 60% of Suven Pharma. And if you just do a back-of-the-hand calculation, the overall stake comes to a value of over 7,000 odd crores. They haven't really indicated how much they will be acquiring in terms of percentage, etc. We don't know the granular details. We will wait by for that. But nonetheless, the street was really anticipating for this deal to come through and had already sniffed it out. So while the stock will be in the green, the upside could possibly at some point in time be limited because the news of the deal was out for quite a while.
Take that point, Ekta. Thanks a lot for that. And shortly we'll be joined by the management of Suven Pharma as well. So we will put forth to them the granular details that the street is still awaiting. With that, we'll go across to Surabhi, who's watching United Breweries on a Monday morning. Surabhi.
Hi, thanks for that. So United Breweries will be in focus today, and that is because the NCLAT has upheld the Competition Commission's decision of imposing a penalty of close to 752 crores. CCI had earlier found that the company was engaged in price coordination in the beer market and had imposed a penalty for the same. The company will evaluate this filing for further appeal against the judgment before the Supreme Court. But for now, there's a negative news flow for United Breweries.
Okay, back to Ekta, and there's news flow on Alkem. Ekta, over to you.
Well, yes, they will be selling 8% in their subsidiary Enzyme Bio for 161 crores. They are selling it to 8 Road Ventures and F Prime Capital. Now, remember, the FY22 revenue for this particular arm was around 87.2 crores. They do manufacture or are within the biosimilars plus biologics contract manufacturing segment, and hence it should be positive news for Alkem. Expect the stock to be in the green.
All right, thanks a lot for that. Well, there's some news flow in the real estate space as well. Godrej Properties on our radar. Sonal has the latest. Sonal, over to you.
Good morning, Sonia. Well, yes, Godrej Properties in focus. Company has entered into joint venture with Nilkamal Realtors Private Limited, which is a group company of DB Realty. The project will be developed via a special purpose vehicle where Godrej will hold 50.01% stake, Nilkamal will hold 49.99% stake, and also the consideration received for this 49.99% stake is just 5,000 rupees. DB Realty, remember, is the company where Godrej had earlier announced an investment, but they had taken it off, but they had not ruled out any sort of joint development with the company, and now they have gone ahead with it. Additionally, the news just came by that the company, that is Godrej Properties, will be acquiring a 62 acres of land in Kurukshetra project and will offer 1.4 million square feet of plotted residential development. So 2 sets of news, and that's why Godrej Properties will be in focus.
Okay, thanks for that. Well, Mangalam's watching out for Quest Corp and a couple of other stocks. Mangalam, what are you looking at?
Yes, for Quest Corp, I see a mild negative, so to say, because the company has gone ahead and withdrawn the scheme of amalgamation of Allsec Technologies with themselves. Remember, Allsec Technologies is held entirely by one of their subsidiaries. So the company said that when they merge, they would see some synergies between these two businesses. The fact that they haven't done that is negative news. On Friday as well, we saw Quest Corp decline by about 4%. So some part of that may perhaps be whiffed out by the street itself. So let's see where that goes. For Restaurant Brands Asia, which was the earlier Burger King India, we see some green primarily because they're launching the iconic US fried chicken brand Popeyes in Indonesia, and the chicken sandwich, of course, is a vertical which is doing extremely well globally. So for them to launch this in Indonesia would only aid their business by a tad.
Okay, well, let's go back to Sonal now. She's also tracking Tata Motors and Shriram FinCorp. Sonal, over to you.
Well, yes, Tata Motors is in focus because Delhi Transport Corporation has signed a definite agreement with Tata Motors subsidiary for operating 1,500 electric buses, and the subsidiary here is TML CV Mobility Solutions, which is the EV arm of the company. For Shriram Finance, they have declared a dividend of 15 rupees per share. That is an interim dividend. The company also says they have reviewed and approved higher amount of periodical resource mobilization plan up to January 31st of 2023. They have also approved issuance of redeemable non-convertible debentures via private placement, and this is up to 35,000 crore rupees, which will be used for business purpose. So these two stocks will be on our radar as well.
All right, thanks very much, Sonal, for that. Now, Welspun Corp and SVJN will be in focus as well. Vivek is standing by to tell us why. Vivek, hi, morning.
Well, good morning. Welspun Corp, some positive news flow coming in there. Now, NCLT Ahmedabad has actually gone ahead and approved the resolution plan that was submitted by the company to take over Syntex Prefab as well as Infra Limited. Now, the entity that will be implementing this particular resolution plan from the Welspun Group would be Big Shot Infra Facilities. Along with that, in another news flow, the company has also commissioned a coke oven plant in Gujarat, and this particular plant has a production capacity of a little over 210,000 million tons per annum. Now, coming to SJVN, a significant order win as far as SJVN is concerned, 100 megawatts of wind power project that the company has won via the bidding route, and this bidding was conducted by Solar Energy Corporation of India. The tentative cost of development of this particular project is close to 700 crore.
All right, thanks a lot for that. So many stocks in focus. Here's a quick recap in case you missed out on any of them. Stocks with positive news flow. There's Suven Pharma, Alkem Laboratories, Godrej Properties, Tata Motors, Shriram Finance, Welspun Corp, SJVN and Restaurant Brands Asia. While stocks with negative news flow today, there's United Breweries and Quest Corp. I don't think United Breweries is going to be in the red. I mean, it's the end of the year. It's going to make the most amount of business this week, isn't it?
I guess summer is when they make the most amount of business. Winter is where United Spirits comes in because India is a, what do you call it, the brown liquor market as against the white liquor market.
Yeah, a little early in the day to talk about alcohol. Not really.
Okay, well, let's talk about crude then.
Absolutely. And, liquid still, right? Different kind of liquid.
Fuel still.
Yeah, absolutely. Manisha is joining in to tell us what the action is from the commodity space. Manisha, hi, morning.
Morning, Vishant. Thank you for that. Well, to begin with, the volumes are really slow. The U.S. markets are shut because it's the next day after Christmas, and that fell on Sunday then. But we are looking at the crude oil prices trading in the positive right now. So $83 per barrel on your screens here. Three things to look out for. One is that Russia says that they will cut output by 5 to 7% in response to the G7 price cap. And the Russian Baltic exports could decline by 20% in December on a month-on-month basis. The second is that the large U.S. refineries in Texas and North Dakota are shut due to cold. Gasoline, heating oil, diesel oil prices also have surged anywhere between 4 to 5% on a week-on-week basis because of the winter storm Elliott. 1.5 million barrels per day of refining capacity is shut along the U.S. Gulf Coast as well. So this really has to do with supplies rather than demand, which is supporting the prices right now. There also is a report over the weekend that came in from UBS suggesting that the crude oil prices will move above $100 in 2023. UBS is just an addition to what Bank of America, Citi, Morgan Stanley already have been saying. They all expect crude oil prices in 3 digits back in 2023.
3 digits in 2023 rather. Will be interesting to see where that goes. Thanks a lot for that, Manisha. With that, we take a short break. On the other side, we'll get chatting with Prakash Diwan. He'll join in with some fundamental stock analysis. Later, we'll also connect with Pralay Mondal of CSB Bank to talk about their business outlook going forward. Stay tuned.